We're going to start by talking about body language, and body language will help you recognize the kind of person you're talking to and maybe some of the needs that they have that you can address. The first one is a brisk walker. They're confident, in control, and goal-oriented. Here comes a brisk walker now.
Hello, Amy.
Hello, Dennis. The second is somebody who might have a needy posture. They're slouched, negative. They need strong leadership. They're mistrustful a lot of times and lacking confidence. So they're looking for a little help from you in that regard.
This is what they look like. They're closed up, elbows into the body, a little slouched over. They have a tendency to look at you like this a little bit. This is someone who's needy.
Sometimes you can work with this type of person. If it's too extreme, though, they won't trust anything you do or say, and they're not a good client. So just kind of use your best judgment as to how needy this person is. Sometimes just a little direction is all they need, but other times it's way too extreme. Watch people's shoulders. If somebody has hunched shoulders and leans forward a lot, that's indicating either acceptance or defeat. So maybe you've been kind of going back and forth over an objection, and finally they do what Dennis just did.
Here's a shift.
There's a shift.
There's a shift. They go like this. If they're defensive, they might even be doing this. And then when you've reached resolution or consensus or whatever, there'll be a little bit of this going on.
Maybe not that extreme.
Maybe not that extreme.
Also, if you see hunched shoulders accompanied by narrow eyes and maybe even curling of the lips a little bit, that is a sign of somebody who's negative and suspicious.
They I don't want to say shifty eyes because that's kind of a cliche, but their eyes move around a lot. They move around at level like this. They have a lot of, again, closed body posture.
Oops.
Be careful with those people.
If you're talking to somebody, you come in for an appointment and you sit down with them and all of a sudden they start unbuttoning their coat, that's a sign that you've established rapport. They're getting comfortable with you and feel like, you're connecting a bit.
This usually looks like this, and this is a sign that a rapport is established or acceptance is achieved, and that they're comfortable with you and with whatever's going on. Their body posture might be closed like this. It might be, especially if it's high like this, they're not, they're really in non-acceptance mode. But when it happens like this is the transition. It goes like, let me get this right. It kind of,
The next one on our list is maybe a little dated. You probably won't see anyone under the age of 95 doing this, but clutching the purse. If they're clutching their purse. Now, that like I said, that idea may be a little dated, but the theory behind it is not. So if you see somebody, clutching on to something or creating kind of a barrier between you and them, with a a folder or whatever, it could be a purse, anything they have in their hand, they're not accepting yet. That you haven't established rapport. They aren't ready to listen to you. So make sure that you watch for that. And once that barrier is removed, once they've loosened up their hold on whatever it is, then you know that you've established rapport and you can move forward. The next one is extreme nearness. If you remember Seinfeld, this is the close talker. Yikes. this is somebody who needs to be heard, and you just want to listen carefully to them and make sure they understand they're being heard. It can also be a sign of aggression. So depending on the situation, just watch for that. If usually just close talkers are close talkers. They're not, they're just like that. So if somebody just is, if it's consistent, then you know it's not a sign of aggression or they not any special need to be heard. But if all of a sudden they're kind of leaning in and talking closely to you, they need to be heard.
There's a need.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a need there. And try to express that. Say, help me understand where you're at right now. You seem a little ill at ease. But a lot of times they have some kind of a need and they're unconsciously expressing that with physicality. One of the cool things about body language, and one of the reasons why I tried to become, as best I could, an expert on it, is because it almost never lies. And the reason it never lies is that it's unconscious. And unconscious things, people do not think them through, so as a result of that, they have a tendency to be very accurate. So, body language is powerful. Understand it a little bit.